extra. Look at all this extra skid. I can put some camo on. It's black on there.
It's Robin.
Bow. You dropped your bow. Go get your bow. Create a frame around this whole hole. Got quite a bit of reflex in it right now. By doing that, they'll all kind of work again. Did you get it?
Pretty cool. Oh, there's some work.
Home is where you park it. All right, Tucker, what do you have here? Show me.
Bullets.
Bunch of slingshot ammo. So we're digging these posts for the garden and lots of clay in the ground. So Tucker and his brothers made up a bunch of little clay balls and fire hard in the campfire. They shoot pretty good? Nice. You gonna shoot some ground squirrels with them? No? What are you gonna get?
Frogs.
Gonna shoot some frogs with them. So there you go. Get your kids outside. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thought we'd do a garden update here on Making Traditional. So as you guys have maybe been following along on my Instagram some at Making Traditional, we have moved to North Idaho. So we are in North Idaho. We live in our camp trailer, 6 of us in a camp trailer. So it's been pretty cozy. We've had some snow and lots of rain. It's a nice and wet spring, which is good for lots of things, including gardens. So we have a garden getting started here. We're gonna do raised beds this year. Yesterday we just got some soil delivered. We've been waiting on the county to open up the roads. There's a weight limit on the roads because the roads get wet. Anyway, it's open, we have soil. We're excited to get all that soil into our raised beds. So we kind of just went around the property and found a bunch of logs to use as our raised bed barriers. We've got a little bit more bark to pull off of them just to keep them from rotting. But yeah, we're excited to kind of get some plants in the ground. We got some starts going, but we're excited.
Why not be? No, why not? Why not?
All right, so we got everything spread in these bins here, and now we have a little bit extra, so we're gonna do a rhubarb bed, strictly just for rhubarb, because strawberry rhubarb cobbler and pie is my favorite, so we have a designated bed just for that. So we'll get the rest of this scooped, but turned out pretty good. I think we'll be able to get some plants in the ground here this next week after we get a bunch of company. We'll be off to gardening. One of the main reasons we had 4 children is because we didn't have to shovel all of this. Our kids did a lot of it. So. All right, so in these bins here, you saw all that layer of sticks that we put in, and that was just to kind of help break up the inside of these beds. One, that allows us to use less soil. 2, it gives something that's going to kind of break down and continue to mulch. Axel looking sharp in his brother's swim shorts and cowboy boots. That's how we roll here. And then we put 6 inches plus of this compost, this really good compost we get from down in town. The benefit of this compost is it's going to keep the soil moist. Now, right now it's been sitting out in the sun, so the top layer's dried out, but if you dig down, it's wet underneath. So the idea of this is it's going to be able to hold a lot of that moisture in as we get into summer here. And then as this stuff continues to compost down, we'll add more compost to the top. We'll probably end up adding some bark chips to this. If anybody has not watched Back to Eden Gardening, that's a really good example of how to garden without having to till. So it's no-till gardening, and it just really makes sense. So we're gonna give it a shot here and keep you updated. All right, so we had an old stump in here that I could not get out with the skid steer, so we went ahead and just piled a bunch of compost on it and planted some strawberries in it, so it should be a good base for the strawberries as that stump continues to break down. We'll just further feed the strawberries, and this is not enough strawberries, so coupled with that rhubarb, we should have some cobblers coming up, but we're gonna need more strawberries. I think we're gonna do a whole row of blueberries in here and some raspberries, and then mix up with all of our fruit trees we got in here. We should have a nice little garden going here coming soon. Oops. Got it. Checking on our little bird. Oh, we have baby birds.
Seriously?
Step back.
So
Isn't that so cool, guys? Okay, Mama wants to come back.
Wow.
She's right there. She wants to come back.